What the hell?
Hey, bro.
Oh, hey, man.
It's so funny. I was actually just on your roof. Yeah. You got a really nice roof out here.
I'm always just the fucking worst for looking into people's houses and shit, just walking by on the street. What have you been up to?
Same old. What about you?
I hate that question. You know, it's like when someone's like, what's your hobby?
You should be a pro at this. You've spent your whole life working in cafes.
Like a real weird position where people just know your business.
That's Sam Barnett territory.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, what can I get you? A flat white? Sweet. Yeah, how's your relationship with your mother? Like, pardon?
I think it was at Treves and Hyde that we met.
You were like closing up the cafe and my Airbnb host cancelled on me. And I'd known you for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
And you were like, come stay at my house.
We just had such good chats and got on, and that was the first time personally that I realized that coffee is like its own language. It's a weird thing to say it's like its own language, but
it is, though.
You have great conversations, and because it's such a deep rabbit hole, I got into it because I just like being around cafes. Just going in, having this good like chat and stuff, being from the country,
Yeah.
You see someone on the street and you have that conversation.
And no one in London was interested in talking to you. How funny.
Hell no, bro.
What do you think being in charge and ordering the coffees and getting up at the crack of dawn and dialing in and all that? What do you genuinely miss from those days?
I think the energy is kind of what I live for. Plays to a certain part of my personality, whether it's, you know, like the nerdy scientific side, whether it's the creative sort of creation aspect, whether it's the social, like we both got our own businesses that we run and we operate. As much as this stuff now is like very creative and very visual, I would love to open a cafe again. It's just I'm on number 3 now.
What was like the push out? Like what went wrong with those businesses?
They all have this like same thread, right? Which was, I really had a bad time with a business partner or like someone else.
Classic hospitality right there.
Exactly, man. And that was why I didn't do another cafe after Sonos. I went and did Treves and Hyde where we met, and that was just so that I didn't have to go through the slog of like 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, no holidays for years.
For me these days, I make coffee at trade shows, and it's like 2 days, 3 days experience in a cafe, curating that whole thing. Like you obviously can't do that in a 2-day, 3-day trade show. So
I don't know, man. Like everything that goes through there, if you're very meticulous in the way you put it together, you can just see people having really good experiences, and it kind of, you just want to give what you got when you went into a cafe that you really enjoyed, and you can kind of make that happen. Like, you know what, man? Like, might not be making coffee every day, but it's the like instant return. And, like very quickly seeing people enjoy it, interact with it and stuff. Like I still get a lot of that with photography nowadays. Honestly, I think it's a little easier with coffee, because if you go and do like a shoot and you take 1,000 photos, like 4 of them will be bangers. If you know what you're doing behind the bar and you real dig into it.
hopefully your ratio is better than 4 out of 1,000.
Yeah, that's it. I think you wouldn't be in the job for very long if you only made 4 bangers out of 1,000 coffees.
I don't know if I would run a good cafe, to be honest, because I think I'm so like obsessed with the numbers these days, and it'd just be like, you have to hit this, otherwise don't serve it, and like.
I think to a certain degree, if you're only aiming for perfection, you can miss the joy in the simplicity of it.
Do you think you use the numbers to like help you learn? This is dusty, so you're clearly not using it enough. This is a refractometer. So right here, you put
I
a
just
sample of coffee.
taste my coffee, and I'm like,
So I used 12.9 grams of coffee.
concentrate
exactly.
on your tongue. Do you see how long this is?
And I used 200 mils of water, TDS of 29.29. That is utilizing your resources right there.
If I said this coffee was good, we look at the numbers are like, you want to pull back on that a little bit. I got this single origin Mexican COE winner. You want to give that a go?
Let's do it.
I've been playing around with the HE basket and really pushing the extraction out by giving it sort of a bloom phase. I'm brewing it somewhat similar to like a filter coffee, where I'm giving it a bit of water at the start to saturate the puck, let it filter through, but don't apply any pressure. So super mellow, like you would if you were blooming a coffee, right, with a filter, but for espresso. I like to call it the old soak and squeeze.
Yeah.
Come on, 2 grams exactly. That should be perfect.
Grazie. There's no doubt that's a honey process. You really get like that sweet, fruity.
Ooh, it smells a bit like clementines.
Classic espresso.
But this has got a really good sort of fruity but sweet start to it. And then at the end, it leaves you feeling like you've had a really sort of traditional type espresso with that like dark chocolate, lingering sort of spice note.
The like more modern style extraction gives you like a bit more balance.
I would describe this, especially in the front, Lavazza in the back. I don't know whether that makes sense. At the end, you've got those sweet sort of roasty notes. And then at the start, you've got acidity. And they're very rarely paired together. It's designed for the specialty audience.
It's definitely back much more from the classic Lavazza profile. Las Delicias. Nailed the pronunciation. Do a kickflip. Yeah, why do you have an Australian accent?
I don't know, man.
You sure you're not from the Croydon in Australia?
I didn't even know there was a Croydon in Australia. I'm actually kind of confused now. Am I from Croydon, Australia?
Who am I?
Man, this really reminds me of Croydon.
Yeah, I'm still confused about which Croydon you're from.
Croydon, England, mate. So man, what would it take for you to compete again?
The stress that comes with training, and you freak out because you're a week away from competition, and you're like, I'm not ready to do this. I'm not ready to.
Boston was a great fucking time.
No, that was a good trip.
Like, I don't think I missed the competition or even like what comes with winning the competition. I miss the training, man. I miss having a reason to be training and working that hard to better myself.
I can't think of anything worse than having to train again, to be honest. Let's get your way out of here, boy.
Grab a seat. Yeah, up in Manchester now, man. Like, what's the plan up there? No signs of a little cafe, showroom space with...
Showroom space for sure. Cafe, no. Too much work. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Still want that cafe, man. The final one. Ain't no one running off and taking this one from me.
What do you call cafe number 3?
I gotta see whether I can do it. I want to bring Silkies back, man. Like,
Silkies
that was...
back.
I just love the concept of the crazy looking bird and calling a really nicely steamed milk drink a Silky.
I reckon you should call it Coffee for Legends. Something like that.
It's very unpretentious, man. You're gonna have a real nice life up in Manchester, that's for sure. Slow pace, space, all the good stuff.
Space is so good.
Yeah.
Taxi!
Man, I learned a lot from when we were like training together and living together and stuff. You taught me to appreciate the tech, what it can do for you.
I think from you, I really learned to like challenge like the norms and like the set rules. Challenging that and asking like why. What the hell is that?
That's the Thames Barrier. Something on it lights up and it looks like an evil C-3PO.